Well, it's good to see that Sony came to its goddamn common sense and actually lifted this stupid requirement that you had to have a PSN account in order to play Helldivers on PC. It's absolutely ludicrous, it's ridiculous, and it's good to know that Sony bent the knee to the PC Master Race community. If you guys aren't aware of what's been going on, Sony over this past weekend has mandated that in order to play Helldivers 2 on Steam, you need to be able to sign into a PSN account, and that just straight up pissed off a lot of PC owners, a lot of people on Steam. Not only that, but there's a lot of countries within the world that does not have access to PlayStation. So a lot of those countries, I believe it was anywhere up to like 177 countries, not able to play Helldivers 2 anymore because of this stupid mandate that you need to create and sign in to a PSN account in order to play a game that we've all been playing for months now. We've all been playing this game for months, no problem, but here comes anti-consumer Sony. Here they come. Sony gets so full of their own bullshit that they constantly have to ruin every single thing. They get cocky, they start doing stupid stuff. Like, any of you guys who grew up with the PlayStation 2 knew that you guys know what cocky Sony looks like, because the PS3 came out and they're like, hey, $600 and you'll be happy to work a part-time job in order to afford our console because it's Sony, and Sony's the #1 market leader in all of video games. This is why, guys, you don't want Nintendo or Microsoft to pull out of the gaming industry, because when more and more companies leave the gaming industry, the market leader thinks that they can do whatever the hell they want to do and get away with it. Oh my God, that's why it's so good to have competition. I don't care if you guys like Xbox. I care less if you guys buy Xbox or sign up for Xbox Game Pass. I care less, but the option, we need the option. There's so many reasons why people are leaving the console space and going to PC, because of the freedom to play the games the way you want to play them, with the frame rate, the fidelity, and the freedom. You don't need a PSN account that charges you $80 a month to play your PlayStation 5 games online. You don't need Xbox Game Pass Core and charge you $60 a month or $60 a year. And PSN, they're both yearly, like $80 for PSN, $60 for Game Pass. And you need that to play online. You don't need that with PC. And people are noticing that. That's why more and more players are moving over to PC. But with this stupid mandate, people went, they pulled together. Look at the community right now, just celebrating. Everyone, we have won. We actually beat Sony, and I am proud of my fellow divers. And this is the sentiment going on across Twitter right now, where you can just see people are absolutely just thrilled. You see Sony trying to kill, like that was Sony on Friday. Sony was trying to kill their own IP. For years now, Sony has been wanting a live service game that is fantastic, that people are going to, right? They thought they were going to have it with factions. That didn't pan out, and they didn't end up releasing that game. They were spending so much time and effort doing live service games, and they finally have one. These twinkle toe idiots finally had one, and then they tried to mandate this PSN thing, and they basically almost killed Helldivers 2, and they might have already killed Helldivers 2 for a lot of the community, because 170 something countries could not play it because of the stupid mandate, because they wanted you to sign in to another account. It is so petty and so stupid. Now luckily Sony has backtracked tremendously on it after review bombs started going on Steam, since the developers and director of Helldivers have come out in support of the gamers. It's a tremendous day that Sony backtracked, because they're a corporation. I've been saying it since the end of the PlayStation 4 era. Sony is anti-consumer. They do not care. They're the company that raised games to $70. People don't remember that. They don't either remember that or they don't realize it. Everybody wants to rust out and suck Sony's dick all the damn time. Oh man, PS5, la, 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 la. Yeah, they're the reasons why games are $70. They raised the price of PSN, but nobody seems to care when PlayStation does these anti-consumer practices. But guess what? You done fucked up, Sony. You messed with the PC crowd, and the PC master race does not put up with that type of bullshit that you're trying to pull on your Sony fanboy users. You know, you have your Sony fanboys. They only play 3 games a year. They're Madden, they're Call of Duty, and they're NBA. The only 3 games they play a year, and these idiots are supporting Sony. Oh yeah, Sony, blah, blah, blah. You can get the same damn games over on Xbox, the same damn games over on PC, and not have to deal with the anti-consumer that PlayStation is. But no, these people love PlayStation. They're all over PlayStation's wing wang. Oh man, I got a PS5, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, they're getting fucked. They're getting fucked in the ass with no lube, and they don't care because they're dumb. They're dumb sheep. But you know what? The PC master race, they're not dealing with this nonsense, and they pulled together and said, nah, not anymore. We're gonna get refunds. We're gonna review bomb. We're not putting up with the disrespect and anti-consumer practices that Sony is pulling. Look at it. You have Square Enix over here crying, oh my God, Final Fantasy Rebirth just doesn't make any money. Final Fantasy 16 didn't make no money. Final Fantasy... Well, maybe you should have thought about that before you signed an exclusive contract with Sony to release this shit on the PlayStation 5, which, for the record, let's not forget, there's not a big install base on the PS5 yet. What, 40 million? 40 million? 50 million units sold on the PS5? You know, it was fine when you were on the PS4 and when you sold 100 plus units. On the PS5 is different. That's what you get, Square Enix, for going with Sony and their anti-consumer practices. Everybody knows Final Fantasy 16 and Rebirth should have been multi-platform. Should have been on every console that can play it. Of course, not the Switch because it can't play it, but it should have been on Xbox. Should have been on PC. At the very least, it should have been on PC. You don't want to release it on Xbox? Fine. I think you're missing out on some opportunities, but at least put it day and date on PC. But you done fucked up because Sony is anti-consumer. It's all about Sony. And this is why their profit margins are so small. Their profit margin is about as small as my dick. And it is absolutely funny. I look at it and I laugh. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, because Sony is anti-consumers and you people need to realize it. But it's a good day for democracy. It's a good day because the PC master race, they let their voices be heard and they shut Sony down, and Sony has bent the knee to democracy. For democracy, everybody. Thank you all so much for indulging me on this wonderful, wonderful Monday, the beginning of the week. Thank you all so much for listening. And until next time, as always, please remember this. I am Robert Storms, and that is my fucking opinion.